gentlemen, girls and boys, and everybody who wants to join us can join us. We are the SideQuest Live, your weekly journey into the world of video games, video game media, everything else in between, geeks, love, happiness, family life, whatever else you got. That's what we're here for. I'm one of your hosts, Stali Domovsky. Joining me, making the wonderful triumphant return, Veerender Singh Juval. We are so happy to have you back.
No, thank you very much for letting me on. I know it's been quite a while, and yeah, thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, anytime. We you have a funny enough, oddly enough, because SideQuesting is a bunch of dopes and geeks and stuff, but you have, look, people are already happy to see you back. New guy. You have a fan base within SideQuesting because you always bring such great conversations. We love to have you on, my friends. It's so good so good. And as I noted to everybody, he's wearing just a lovely bow tie, just the dapper. You can count on Veerender to bring style. I don't have any style, so you are the yin, okay. My really bad yang over here. So good to have you back. It's been a week.
Yeah,
lots of news happening here and there. There's so much that we're going to cover, but I think what we're mostly going to focus on first, we have a little bit of the Nintendo stuff that we're going to cover, or we're going to kind of focus on the Nintendo stuff because that was today. Gosh, I can't remember anymore. And then before we hop into that, though, Xbox has had a last several weird few years, right? Things haven't been super great in Xbox land in terms of sales, in terms of corporate stuff. Obviously, we know all the crazy things that are happening over there. But there has been a little bit of I guess you can call it a leak or some information. We were trying to figure out when's it. They're still working on consoles. We don't know when what the information is there. But we did get a leak from AMD's CEO that says the chip that they're working on for the next Xbox is going to be ready for a 2027 launch. So I'm going to share our good friends, our friends over at Video Game Chronicle have the information up, and I will post it in a second. There we go. All right, I got it. Bam. AMD hints the next gen Xbox console could launch next year. They did mention this during their earnings call. Their CEO, Lisa Su, stated that it's obviously working on the system on the chip. It's progressing well. It's going to support a launch in 2027. So, of course, last year, Xbox had their, they had partnered on the, was it the ROG Xbox Ally? Yes. And ROG Xbox, the mouthful of
ROG,
the ROG baby. And those kind of launched, and then they haven't really been talked about since. But the Xbox internally has been focusing on their next gen console. So I'm curious. Like I unfortunately have not turned my Xbox on in, gosh, probably since last April. Maybe. And it's been difficult for me to, I say it's difficult. It's not. I could, if I focus on just one console, that would, I could easily do that. But there's so many games out there, and the PS5 and the Switch 2, and really the PC have become sort of my go-to. And I've mentioned it before. I'm very much a handheld gamer because I like to be on the couch while my family's around watching TV. I can play while they're watching. So hashtag as Exaggeramu says, I don't have any style. My style is really couch life. So dad life. But what are your thoughts on Xbox just in general, kind of the state that they're in, and B, their next potentially launching next year in 2027 with their console?
So I got a chance to try out the ROG
Okay.
Ally and the Ally X, and I wrote and did an interview. Well, I wrote a preview piece, and then I did also an interview piece for Shag News several months ago for that.
Mhm.
The hand feel is incredible.
Yeah.
Like it's basically they chopped off the sides of an Xbox controller and put
Uh-huh.
those on. So it's better than the Steam Deck in that sense.
Sure.
Doesn't have you cramping up or anything. Um they did like when they were talking to me about it, they were telling about how like Microsoft reached out to them about it, and but with Asus specifically, and they knew the results of their previous handheld
Mhm.
stuff was just excellent, and uh, a lot of the ROG Ally was kind of a lot of it is just like waiting for the inevitable handheld of an Xbox, and I think I feel like it delivers that
Mhm.
in an immense amount of ways, but the hand feel is was stellar. Like that's where it beats out things like the Steam Deck, which
Hmm.
I've tried as well. And a lot of the time, every like few seconds, if I'm playing something, I have to like take one hand off and like hold it like this for a few seconds or that sort of thing because it's just like it's pretty unwieldy. But the ROG Ally is basically as if they just like cut off the sides of an Xbox 360 controller and just like it's just like perfect in that sense. I feel like we've seen a lot of layoffs in terms of Microsoft. I think it's like 30, 40. Well, it's like 40,000 plus by now in the
Mhm.
past 2 years. Um, we've seen a lot of like even stuff that was exclusive to Xbox or Game Pass. Hi-Fi Rush is a good example where they just kind of just shut down the studio while they're at the same time saying like, "Oh, we want to support these games," and then even though they like sell well and they have great critical reception, that just doesn't go well. But my main thing is just like Microsoft and Xbox, they can just bow out of the console
Hmm.
of consoles in general. They're just losing money.
Yeah.
Report wise, they're losing money. There's really nothing salvageable there. Um, and then there are like a few games people are looking forward to. Fable, the remake. I guess it's a reboot. It would be like a fresh reboot. I think
Mhm.
Fable looks fantastic. It looks awesome
Yeah,
and
it
great.
does. Yeah.
Yeah. Um but it's very much the situation where, they really could just bow out of consoles, and I feel like it's kind of just it's always Nintendo doing their own thing, PlayStation doing their own thing, and then Xbox is kind of just, if it wasn't for like Windows and computing, there's just not for
Right.
first party uh gamers, it's just not there at all to so I'm looking forward, maybe with the new console and new stuff next year, there might be like a reinvigoration.
Mhm.
um I remember like back in the Xbox 360 days, which I was like most
Oh
playing on
gosh, yes.
them.
Yes.
It they don't make eras like that anymore where you
Not
have
at
like
all.
all
No,
these
that's
JRPGs that are exclusive to Xbox. You have Blue Dragon, you have like even like Residence
oh
of Fate,
yes, Blue Dragon. Yeah.
Tales of Vesperia,
Yeah.
Eternal Sonata. Like
Oh, it's
eventually
such
they
a great
came.
game, that Eternal Sonata. Yeah.
Eventually those came to like other consoles and
Mhm.
stuff, but like at the time they were exclusive JRPGs to Microsoft and Xbox. Even the first Mass Effect, but it's just not like that anymore at
Mm-mm.
all.
Mm-mm. I'm completely in your boat. In fact, on the site, we talked often, on the podcast about how much we pine for that Xbox 360 era. We have all the technical advancements in these latest game consoles and platforms and stuff, and it really is, um, pardon my French, but it can be a dick measuring contest with a lot of these folks to see how
Yeah.
powerful they can get their console. But the Xbox 360 wasn't the most powerful. The PS3 was arguably a little bit more powerful than the Xbox.
Yes. Yeah.
But the what Microsoft focused on back then was it had built up this community. Like the original Xbox didn't have a bajillion sales. I think it really only was marginally more than the GameCube. But the 360 brought this really cool sense of community. Like it was, in a weird way, it was like physical. I don't want to say physical Game Pass, but it was the idea that everybody would be playing the same game. You could watch your friends. Like I loved watching my friends play games on Xbox. Like that was like weird Twitch before Twitch, right? I loved
Yeah.
playing 1v100. I loved they had all those cool games. They had the summer of live, the summer of arcade, which was always cool.
Monday night
Yes,
football. That
Monday Night
game.
Combat. Yeah, gosh,
Yeah, Monday Night Combat. Costume Quest was like I
Costume
played.
Quest. Yup.
Yeah.
Explosion Man. I mean, it was
Yes.
such a good era because um it really felt like it was about, and not even the gamers. It was about, like, Microsoft was focusing on, like, people. Like, we want to make people happy. Like, we want to make
Yeah.
players, gamers, communities happy. And I think that was such a cool, and they were so willing to take risks on things that just wouldn't pan out, which is like, hey, that's fine. If it doesn't pan out, it doesn't pan out. But people still enjoy it. Even Connect, like I miss Connect because Connect was whimsy, right? And Microsoft had a lot of that fun whimsy, and they don't right now. And PlayStation doesn't have that whimsy. They have, like Astrobot, and they have a few games that have some whimsy, but not.
They're really focused on like making a game and then being like transitioning it into like a narrative, like something outside of that, like a big show or film. Until Dawn got a film as well.
It's so wild. What's that? Days Gone By is probably going to get a film, like more than, or Days Gone, right?
That's gonna
But I'm with you. I miss the Xbox 360 era. It was just kind of fun and had charm, and it had, even the Red Ring of Death, something we all went through. Like, I don't know how many consoles you went through. I went through like 7 or 8 at least, because I had to keep sending them back. But it was almost like a weird rite of passage, and we all stupidly all went through it. But yeah,
there was just like a lot of cool stuff with the XBLA in general. They really pushed hard on just like smaller independent games those several years, and a lot of experimentation outside of with bigger budget titles. Like, it was so many different JRPGs that we just would not have today. I feel like, and
agreed.
It's hard to even because you see what they announced for first party. They announced another, just a remake of Halo 1 again with sprinting.
Unreal Engine 5, baby.
It's just, like, what do you say to that?
Right. But I mean, we'll see what happens with the next go around. It really feels like they're hardware wise, they're going to be more niche. And it's going to maybe some really kind of like, what happens with the Microsoft still makes Surface laptops. People don't remember it, but they do. And maybe that's what the Xbox brand is going to be, at least from a hardware standpoint, this is for the smaller amount of folks who are very dedicated. And that might be fine if they can angle and make that their case study, then that could be something. But I am curious to see. I just want some of that whimsy back. I want some of that fun, lightheartedness, and don't take yourself seriously, because you get too serious and you have to try to turn everything into a franchise or a movie, and you lose the fun in it.
And the thing is, like, they're already taking a loss on consoles and games anyway, so then just try something interesting and like try to get back into like 2006 2013
just remake the 360 for like 2 more years. That's just I think everybody I know would probably run to the store to buy another. We're gonna call it the 370 or the 720, I should say, and then we'll get that out for but
I think the RG Ally stuff is really cool with Asus. I think that is a big boon for them, but I think there was like 4 first party games announced for Xbox stuff for future, and it's Fable, it's Halo 1, and then 2 other things.
Forza Horizon.
It's
and I think Gears of War E-Day. I think those are like the next ones, right? That's all.
So it's just like nothing like I can go back to the XBLA days. Try to.
I hear you. In somewhat related news. Steam hardware, they have their Steam machine was going to be coming out. They said initially Q1, but just like everybody else, and just like this crazy dumb situation that we're in right now, that launch timing has now fluctuated to the first half instead of Q1 of 2026. And they can't settle that. They're not settling on a price announcement yet because they don't know what the price is going to be. And it is, you see it starting to get reflected in like Sony and Nintendo have come out and basically said, hey, we have enough chips to last us through the majority of this year, but after that we don't know what's going to happen, and we don't know if we're going to have to raise prices yet again. And I mean, if this Steam machine is $1,000 in $900,000, I don't know how that's more viable than a PC, because you can get a laptop for like $1,200, $1,300. It does more.
Yeah, and
So
Sony did increase pricing for
Yeah.
their stuff last year. Xbox did as well.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people were taken aback by the Switch 2 pricing, though it did sell very well. It was still like
Yeah.
it's gonna be $800 plus. Is just,
Man.
I mean, that's how much it was for me. But
Yeah. I mean, the price is up in Canada. Yeah, for sure. Yep.
But yeah, it's tough, but and it's also because AMD Rise, like all that is also because generative AI is being used so fucking much to for those data centers. So then,
oh god, yeah, oof,
like that's the reason it's like
yeah,
a hellscape on that end. So even building a PC
yeah.
is just not looking good either, because it's just...
Chatting with Zach on in the group from SideQuest thing. He's got data centers are being built in his part of Texas where he lives, and they're essentially ruining the housing market. Like housing prices are just, everything's exploding. It's impossible to get houses. It's it's a mess everywhere. It's a mess. It's affecting everything, and I hate it. I hate it so much. Initially I was really interested in getting I'm more of a Steam Deck person, like I've said. And I would be potentially interested in a Steam machine. I have like a number in my head is, $599, $699 is my limit, just financially. I have to be smart every once in a while. And if I'm going to get a game console once every year and a half, 2 years, which is even, that's still a big, that's still, I realize that saying that is even, privileged to be able to say get a new game console every couple years, but I budget right for this. And if it's above that amount, then, I might have to sit this one out for a while until something goes on sale or chip prices go down, or I'm going to rely on other people to tell me what it's like. But
I feel like for you it'd be a detriment, because like you like to just like chill about, play it. Like I think like the Steam Deck stuff is perfect for you.
I think so too.
And having a main console for that is just, unless it's like a dual thing with the Switch, and I don't think they're gonna do that. They want people to be like plugged in on the television, and gaming is just not like that anymore.
No, it's completely true. There is one little bit of gaming, not one little bit. There's a lot of bits, I should say, and a lot of games. I don't know if anything was necessarily brand new revealed. I can't remember if it was. I was confession. I was in a meeting when I was watching this, so not really paying attention to my meeting. Maybe that's why I have all this extra work to do. Nintendo held a partner direct today. A wonderful little showcase in the goofy ways that Nintendo does their things. And they showed off a bunch of games that are coming to the Switch 2, and I'll try to fast forward when we can, but I figure you and we can kind of chat over some of this and go from there. So I'm assuming you watched this already.
I watched some of it. I read a lot of the news for it.
Okay.
What did you get a chance to read any of the news?
A little bit. Like I said, I had on kind of in the background. This first game is maybe the one that I'm sort of most excited about.
Orbitals, right? Yeah.
What a cool idea. Yeah. I am it's a co-op game. I don't know if it's co-op only, but co-op is definitely a big part of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And I'm not the biggest co-op only because folks in my family are not, they're just not co-op gamers. Like we're competitively gaming something Mario or something
Of
Party or some
course.
combination of those two words. But
no split fiction in that house. It's just
yeah,
all
and it's because
overcooked and
exactly it's because I can't get people to sit down to play long stretches of this, right? So,
yeah.
but but this game looks so freaking cool because of that, 80s, 90s, early 90s anime aesthetic. And I
Yeah.
think that's what all of us are really like, wow, this is such a cool looking game. And it may be, depending on how the online portion works on this baby, maybe that's one way that I'll be able to play it with all y'all. But really excited for Orbitals.
Yeah, it looks like a modern day OVA, and they
Oh
don't
yeah,
do that. Is yeah,
right. It's just real nice art, great style. I mean, look at this
yeah.
little cutscenes, and oh, there's cats. I didn't notice that part. You can 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10. Oh man, this is cool. So yeah, this will be something that's and the game share feature, I will say that's actually really cool. I don't know if
That's a big thing. Yeah,
it's gone. Nintendo hasn't promoted it as well as they should, but the idea that I can play Switch 2 games and my daughter can play on her Switch Lite with me is really cool. Because now she has essentially a giant Switch 2 controller with the screen on it that for playing.
Yeah.
But Orbitals, yeah, that's coming sometime, I think early this year, summer or something.
Yeah, I think it's summer. They didn't give a confirmed date, but yeah, this year, that's starting the direct off like that is very like Kepler always does really cool, interesting stuff anyways. But like, this, basically an OVA styling anime co-op. Like there's so many things that are like having that as like spearheading in to the show is like that's pretty big. Yeah. And a lot of people were reacting very positively to it.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's just Nintendo, and you can talk to it as much as you want. Their first party stuff they've put out a lot of first party things, but it's sort of been lacking in terms of bigger first party games that people want, right? Now Kirby Air Riders, no one's been playing that. I ended up really liking it even though I didn't like it at first. And I have done a complete 180 and I really love that game, but it's going to be very niche. Donkey Kong Bonanza, fantastic game. But then beyond that, like Mario Kart World didn't quite land. Metroid Prime 4 didn't quite land. Pokemon
I
ZA
did like Bravely Default.
Oh,
so like
that
that was stuck on 3DS.
Yes,
so that didn't have like any other way, and they brought it back. I did a preview for it as well, and they added they had like a airship sort of mode because they use the mouse controllers and stuff, and they added like a rhythm game built from the ground up, and those like additions were pretty significant. And I think that was a big boon as well.
But I'm still looking for them to come out with their heavy hitters and to come up with something that that from a first party standpoint that just excites people, right? And
and Metroid was supposed to be that, but there were just so many it came like right a few days before everybody just goes on vacation, so then very little coverage as well, and
people have for the most part already kind of figured out, like by that point in December you've already figured out what game you want for the year. And if you got a Switch 2, the Switch people that bought the Switch 2 typically bought them in like September and October because everybody was fearing a price hike. And so nobody was buying this. So, it came at a bad time. Also, definitely there were some bad design choices in that game. And we've, obviously the development was tumultuous for 8 years or whatever.
It's a miracle that game shipped because they had really to remake it at least 4 times with different teams. So it's a miracle it even shipped.
Completely agree. Captain Tsubasa, I've never played the Captain Tsubasa games, but I've always heard some good things. This is a cool one to bring Tokyo Scramble, which is, this looks just so freaking cool from like that horror action standpoint. and I had never heard of this. I didn't know if this was a new announcement or what. Tokyo Scramble, but freaking Zynos, zombie dinos, Zynos. It just looked
Yeah.
cool. Like we're out of Dino Crisis. Give us something that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But and you can get bitten by dinos. So it definitely looked intriguing from just a weirdness standpoint. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in this, except these dinosaurs do look terrifying. So it's that scene from Jurassic Park with the
Yeah.
raptors come to life, and I'm okay with that.
It's also a Switch 2 exclusive.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah, and it releases in a week.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's right. Yeah, there's some
Yeah.
weird things like coming out soon. Quickly,
Yeah.
is it coming out soon? That's wild. But cool stuff for that. Let's see. I'm gonna go fast forward here a little bit. We had Valheim, which is like, okay, this has been out on everything. I guess this is the port section of the really late port section of the presentation.
Yeah, it's the long section too.
Yeah, and they spent a lot of time on Valheim really weirdly for some reason. It's like, hey, available 2026. It's been available for about 10, 12 years now or whatever that,
Yeah.
But this is released today for all the current gen platforms now. So PS5, Switch 2, Xbox Series all got this latest updated version, better frame rate, smoother visuals for Hollow Knight. So, which is perfect timing because I have not completed the first game. Like many people who absolutely love Hollow Knight and could not wait for Silk Song, I only played 5 minutes, just like all those other people did too. But it's nice to get an updated version, a native version for the Switch too. So I'll be chipping away at this. Yeah, exactly. Internet. This was the is it Konami's soccer game? I forget what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, so they got this coming out this year. It's not the free to play game, which is eFootball. Their free to play game is supposedly the more kind of the bigger, more popular one.
Yeah.
But the but this game, I'm so looking forward to Adventures of Elliot. Like,
100%. Yeah, when they showed this last year, I was like, looks fantastic.
Totally. Did you play the demo for this?
No.
There's a demo. If you get a chance, it is. I wasn't like, the game looked cool, and I thought, okay, I'll keep an eye on it. And then I had some downtime in between some reviews, and while my backlog was growing, I'm like, let me play the demo for this, since I'd be curious to see what this game is like. I fell in love with it instantly. It's like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hour demo. Totally looking forward to this one in June. Count me in. It's showing up on a bunch of different platforms, obviously, but and this is today. I don't know if you're a Bomberman fan, but
I thought that was fantastic that they're doing that.
It's cool. I know a lot of folks were kind of thinking this is one of their favorite announcements because it's Bomberman's just good. It's hard to mess it up. It just, you can kind of get it over complex, but the basic premise of it is good. And so having the whole collection in there, having boss rushes, having a bunch of other stuff, I think is cool. So and of course, game share. They're showing game share with everything. Bomberman collection is out on, I think, everything today. And
I do want to say for Elliot, a lot of people were disappointed that it's on it's for Switch 2, it's going to be game card.
Which sucks. Exactly. And this game is also game key card. But the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coming out on Switch 2 and Xbox in June, which is funny because, like, not funny, but Remake Intergrade dropped like 2 weeks ago. I think 2 weeks ago to the day, and I've been playing that. I'm amazed at how incredibly solid it is on the Switch. So Square Enix has been doing some good magic on platforms. They're kind of rising to Capcom level of being able to squeeze a lot into a little when it comes to game dev. So it's cool to see this coming out so soon. I'm hoping that this is essentially telling us, like, we're going to have the final part of the trilogy information is going to be coming out as soon as well. So that, maybe that game will come out at some point. I don't think it'll be this year, but I think we'll hear about the third part of the trilogy this year as people are getting.
I also saw. I heard that the Switch 2, the Intergrade stuff sold very well like 2 weeks ago. So like
cool.
a lot, yeah. Which is
I
that. Yeah, I mean, it just showcases like having quickly being able to bring it to other consoles rather than because I remember when Rebirth came out on like right on launch for PlayStation stuff, they were disappointed on sales, but it's just like
agreed. And it's remake has been selling well from like I think what you're saying is right, because like I said,
on PC
and I'm seeing people on my Switch 2 friend list or my Switch friend list, whatever, playing it, so which is good. And then Pragmata, I'm excited about this. I don't know, did you get a chance to see try this at Game Fest last year?
Yeah, dude. Fantastic. Holy,
I think that's right. You and I were chatting about it.
Cool. I thought because this has been kind of like, it was secretive for they announced it I think 2021 or 2022, and then they went very silent about it.
Oh,
and
man.
Getting a chance to play it, I thought was absolutely fantastic. I love the character relationship they have between the two characters. There's a lot of really cool gameplay stuff. It gets very hectic and very it's the demo should be out if I remember correctly
today.
Yeah.
And I think it's the demo that we played at Game Fest is from what I'm hearing. Okay.
No, I think it's fantastic. The hacking stuff is very there's so much going on that it's just this is
but it works.
It
works. It's so cool. And I love the Dead Space-ish feel to this, the viewpoint, but you got the Capcom spin on it. It's there's a little bit of Vanquish built into this from Sega. So there's a little bit of everything, and I'm good to go. He's teaching her how to high five.
Yeah,
it is just so cute. He's like, "Here, we're gonna do this." But what a cool. I'm excited for this. This coming out in April, finally, after all these years. So, and it's got the little amiibo.
Yes,
which is you know what? I don't know what the amiibo does for Diane, but I'll buy it because it's just wacky that Capcom is making amiibos for this and for Resident Evil, which I think they show here in a second. But it's just so funny that's coming out. Oh, here's here's a few. Oh, this was a surprise. So Turok. The Turok Origins on the Switch 2, which is cool. I'm weirdly excited about hyped about this game. I don't know why, but I'm there's something about this that could be unique, and I think there's was there a first person mode there we go. There's first person mode. I think that's what I was actually kind of getting excited about, but I don't know why, but I'm kind of looking forward to this guy. Obviously, it's less about the dinosaurs that we all know from the original Turok games and more about sort of this overall experience and space stuff and everything. But, I'm into, so I mean, this is meant to be a little bit of a celebration of the indigenous culture and the Turok mantle that gets passed on in the games anyways. So I'm all for it. Bring it.
A lot more indigenous representation in the past few years has been just stellar and consistent because they've hired consultants. So I assume they hired consultants. I watched a Welcome to Derry recently.
Oh, and dude, that was
phenomenal.
So good. I saw your posts about it. Yes, it is. So it amazed me by how much I ended up liking it as well.
Yeah, they had consultants for costumes.
Oh, cool.
And, so they went and you could see it showed. The care was there.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And it looks like the care might actually be there with Turok Origins. This is what
Xanadu?
Kyoto Xanadu. Which is I guess
I think it's a sequel. Okay. Yeah. It's a sequel. Yeah.
Okay. I never played the original, but it looks interesting. Looks like it could be a lot of fun. I guess maybe I'll check it out. The 2.5D stuff can be hit or miss for me, but this boss battle actually looks kind of cool. And the visual aesthetic looks
looks
100%. Interesting. So And it's got school stuff, I guess. Maybe
Yeah.
school stuff.
I mean, that's a big pull-in.
Yeah,
So.
it is. They actually, the more I look at it, they're throwing a lot of things in here. There's schools, there's 2.5D platforming, there's looks like some weird monster hunting type stuff, and there's chibi, chibi and
Yes.
phones. So there you go, Kyoto Xanadu. Cool. Hey, more unique games. Falcom is a studio that is a publisher that just churns things out and
Yeah.
knows what they're doing every single time. So Digimon Story. Tyler on our staff is our our Digimon like enjoyer. He is the one that he's the explainer for us on all the Digimon games. Loved this game because Digimon does what Pokemon don't. One might say. So I've never played Digimon game. I have a lot of high respect for them, and I've actually, it's funny because I own like two Digimon games on the Switch.
Yeah, the hackers so the ones that are similar to this. Yeah.
Okay.
This one sold amazingly well last year.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Like more than 1 million. So like I'm glad they're bringing it to Switch too, because I think it's perfect there. Yeah.
Sweet. Good choice.
I'm hyped about that. Yeah, that's a great game. Yeah.
Grand Blue is always, I know a lot of folks like the series. So, and this is it's getting this one finally on the Switch or Switch 2, whatever is a good pull. The one thing I do like about the partner directs is that you get to see a lot of cool like projects from Japan and Korea and China and other parts of Asia that will show up on the Switch. So you do see a lot of cool like different takes on stuff that you wouldn't see typically in a big Western focused Nintendo Direct or another company's Direct. So it's cool to get a lot of these. If I have my JRP, my Japanese RPG and my Asian RPG fix, I should say, and including this Monster Hunter Stories 3 looks so good, and they're calling them Monsties. Like you're the monster.
They're calling that's
you're the Monster Hunter dude. I remember we talked all about Wild.
Wild
Have you played any of the Monster Hunter Stories games?
I haven't played Stories because like I didn't have a 3DS because they're so expensive here. But then they recently released they are releasing the co-op bundle of 1 and 2 for Stories.
It's out, and right now it's on sale for like nothing.
Yeah, they have their big sale. Yeah.
So
I'm excited to dive in. They're just building off from like great, fantastic games, and
I played the first one for a bit on 3DS, and I should say I fell off after about 60 or 70 hours. But they just, it's on sale for like $6 or $7 or $8 on the Switch. So I might just pick up that version.
Of course.
I even played it on iOS because there for a while was an iOS version of Monster Hunter Stories. So I played it a little bit there, but I may pick it up for the third time now on Switch. It's a good series. And I have Monster Hunter Stories too. So that's always good.
Yeah.
I do like the arcade archives and console archive stuff. I'm so glad Doraemon's getting love because we have missed out on Doraemon. I'm excited about that.
Really Doraemon's so massive in India.
Yeah. Like, is it really?
It's incredibly massive.
Cool. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
There are torchbearers for Doraemon. Yeah. Nice. Cool
Borders was a big announcement for a lot of people. I'm glad more Ninja Gaiden games.
Yeah. I think this one's on the Switch Online. But getting this native version is good because that Switch Online, even the NES and the Super NES and the N64, they're taking up a lot of space on my hard drive every time they update those suckers. So getting these games individually is good. I wasn't like the biggest the biggest lover of Scott Pilgrim. Only because I just never got any. I think I just missed the the cutoff. I just missed my era, but Reanimal's coming out next week for everything, so that'll be good. Heard a lot of good things about it. I saw the style of this game looks really cool.
Yeah.
WWE for those wrestling enjoyers, which there are plenty of us. Let me get this over here. There's a new Star Trek Voyager game, which I didn't know about this, but it looks like it's what remember the Fallout
Fallout Shelter, like a manager.
Yeah. So I played a lot of Fallout Shelter because it was so easy to play, and so I'm kind of big into the sort of the town building sometimes of that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So Star Trek version. So you have some golf and Culdcept. I know there's a lot of Culdcept fans out there, but I've never played Culdcept, so I'm excited this is finally coming to to the Switch. So that's kind of
Yeah. Goat Simulator is gonna. I mean, that's a big stream game people love.
Yep. Shadow Tactics. I was surprised this wasn't on Switch yet. So then I got the PR for it today. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. It wasn't on Switch. Tales of Arise, cool.
Yeah.
The Tales of games are always, the Tales games are always good.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad. Like a lot of the showcase was pushing forward on like bringing stuff to Switch 2, which is and I think that's very good because a lot of people don't have PlayStation or Xbox, but they still want to play like high fidelity, high end games. So. Tales of Arise, like Bandai Namco they announced a bunch of stuff coming.
Yeah. Resident Evil. I mean, I didn't get a chance to preview this. I know folks that went to the preview session at Nintendo and goo goo gaga over it. I mean, it was hands off at Summer Game Fest.
Yeah,
the majority of us. But then it was playable at like PAX West and some other places. And God, I haven't like I will dip in and out of Resident Evil games just based on what else is coming out at the time. But I love just the overall design choices and the vibe for this one. So I pre-ordered. I've also messaged Capcom to get a review code, but I've pre-ordered just in case. So we'll see. But I mean, I'm excited for this one, and having two completely different play styles, or two very different play styles, I should say, between Leon and Grace, I think is a good choice.
Yeah, absolutely.
From a narrative standpoint. So yeah, good stuff. This is coming out in a couple weeks or so.
Yeah, it doesn't have a demo yet. But
I thought the demo was today.
Is it? Oh, it's today. Okay.
Okay. Someone correct me. I know there's a demo coming out, but yeah.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. I'm just surprised it's like very close to release, because I remember I think Resident Evil 4 remake there was a big amount of time between the demo.
Okay. No, maybe it's not out then. I haven't. Okay.
I haven't played Village at all.
That's the one that I did play Village. Or wait, I'm sorry, I played Resident Evil 7, not Village. So I picked up 7 on the PS4 for the VR version. I played, and that was terrifying in VR. Like absolutely, look how goofy these are. Like Leon's face and his hair.
Leon's face is so bad. But then I looked at Diane for Pragmata, and I'm like, she looks fine.
Yeah.
But then Leon's face is just like, this is our Leon at home.
Yep. And I did like how in the video they kept showing Leon missing his shots. And I'm like, everyone's like, why are they showing him missing the shots? And then somebody brought up a good point to in a message thread I was reading earlier today that said, well, if they showed him shooting and landing the shots, then it would have gone to an M rating for this partner direct.
Yeah.
Because they didn't show him actually, no blood splatters. They could keep it under M. They keep it the teen. And then they kind of finished with Bethesda. Fallout 4 and Indiana Jones, we already knew were coming. The big surprise was Oblivion remaster is also on the way. So
a lot of people are hoping for the Skyrim Switch 2 edition.
Yeah, right. I was I was for sure thinking that Doom was going to show up here, Doom the Dark Ages, because the Doom games, weirdly enough, they did well enough on the original Switch, and they were able to really work their magic and get them to. I mean, that's how I played the Doom games, like Doom 2016 and Eternal. Was on the Switch, and it obviously there were graphical issues and stuff, and there were some concessions, but I totally loved my time with both of them. They're great games, so I'm sure they could squeeze Dark Ages onto this one. But yeah, hey, Fallout 4, everyone's in a Fallout frenzy because the TV series, obviously. So
yeah.
But yeah, and like I said, Oblivion is the big indie. Yeah, there's indie, and then we have Oblivion, which I was talking to a couple folks who played it and who played just the remaster on like Xbox,
right,
PlayStation, all that kind of stuff, and they're like, yeah, hey, you know what? Maybe this game should have stayed back in the 360 era because compared to how far games have gone, like the genre has gone since then, it really is more of a nostalgia pickup than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, like, look at the sword slashing.
Yeah,
so
But hey, whatever. It's another Elder Scrolls game that's out there, so yeah, it's fine. But yeah, and that was it for the showcase. There, like I said, there are certainly things that weren't there. I'm assuming that we're gonna get a full on typical first party big direct at some point this spring, because they do have game information, games coming out in the relatively first half of the year, or definitely this part of Nintendo first party.
We should have Duskbloods coming out in the summer, so I was a bit surprised they didn't show that, because they had at least like 4 or 5, I think maybe like 6 Bandai Namco games shown here, but they didn't show that, and that one's going to be exclusive to Switch 2.
Yeah, totally. I would have thought they would have shown that. I mean, there's the Monster Hunter Wilds rumor that's coming.
Oh yeah.
There's I mean, you really can only fit so much into a 30-minute. Yeah, exactly. And Capcom, obviously, for the games that are coming out very soon, I mean, I think this was a good direct to say, hey, here's the stuff that's coming out the first half of the year from our partners. So that was a good good thing to do. So I'm assuming we'll see a lot of the other stuff. Like, I mean, we don't know anything about the Fire Emblem game, which is actually technically a third party. Intelligent Systems is a Nintendo partner. They're not owned by Nintendo. And not, they're making Fire Emblem, the new one, Fates, Weavers, and they're also making exactly. And they're also making the Rhythm Heaven Fever. Yeah. So both those games are made by essentially a third party. So but yeah, I'm assuming we're gonna see more stuff. Oh, I have it on repeat there. Good guy.
Also, Fortune Weavers. Sorry, not for Path of Radiance came to
NSO,
GameCube, and a lot of people were playing it for the first time and playing it. So like they're tapped in with what they want to do. Really,
I'm glad that Fire Emblem is back, and I'm glad that people are finally getting into, like, I don't want to say finally, but I'm glad that it's actually a big enough Nintendo franchise in the West now, because there was serious talk of just killing the Fire Emblem franchise for the West, like, because it wasn't doing any numbers. Even the Game Boy Advance games, which I liked, weren't doing anything. And then finally Awakening came out for the 3DS. I think it was 3DS. That game was so good. Such a
they put in. I remember they were saying about they put in everything they could possibly, because that was going to be their last one. Because it was just not kind of breaking even for so many years.
Sure.
Because they started at like 7, so they started with Lynn's game did pretty well. I think it was like 500,000, and Sacred Stones, and then they did the GameCube one with Path of Radiance. They did a few of these here and there, but they weren't selling so much. And I remember for 2011, they were like, Awakening, we're putting in everything. If it doesn't work out sales wise, we're kind of done with it. And it sold incredibly well, better than like any other one.
It's so good. I still love that game. I still break it out every once in a while just to kind of dive back into my future children that came back from the children that came back from the
Crom
future.
And Lucina have like paved such a big way for like Byleth and like other characters.
Yeah,
like
totally true. Totally true. Let's get into some of the stuff that we've been playing, and you have something that you've been diving into. Tell us.
Yeah. So earlier today, I mean, I played it last year, but a demo came out today for everybody. Dosa Divas, which is the so Outer Loops made it, and
Mhm.
their previous game was Thirsty Suitors, which was another
Mm.
South Asian cooking sort of. I guess the way best to explain it to people is like Paper Mario, sort of like turn-based RPG. This time they're doing it again with Dosa Divas. This time it's about cooking and food capitalism, basically, because they come back to their village and town. Well, they're going into it, and then they see that a lot of it's been taken over by like food processors or meal tubes because it's easier to do that. And so then when they
Mm.
come back, they kind of reinvigorate the town and the environment with like freshly cooked meals that they can make. So a lot of the gameplay stuff is being it's a lot of it is working off of their Thirsty Suitors
Mm.
stuff. So accessibility options. I One of the big things of when they did that remake for, was it Legends of the Seven Stars for
Mm.
Mario? For
Yes.
Mario,
Oh,
was that?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
a big right correct complaint for a lot of people where there were no accessibility options for
Mm.
that. So
Mhm.
like, the timing and stuff. And like Thirsty Suitors was like, what if we just like allow players to turn on the options so they don't have to like, get the timings correctly, or there's more leeway for that. So they brought a lot of those accessibility options because that stuff is, tough for a lot
Yeah.
of players. Fantastic game. I absolutely
Mm.
love it. So when you're attacking, if you hit at the right times, you get to do more damage. The games that I played it on hard mode, and
Mhm.
one shot can kill you. Um, but it's interwoven with like cooking turn-based
Mm.
mechanics, and then you get to your three characters, two sisters whose parents own a restaurant, and they inherit their weapons as like one move is like the walkerang, so you
Mm.
like hit a walk at somebody and then you like time it at the right time to keep juggling. Other character has a spatula she uses, and you have this rideable mech you use on the
I love
overworld, and
it.
the mech is so cool and awesome as well. Yeah.
There's like a little breakdancing aspect to it as well.
Yes. Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
they do, so they did a good job also, we talked about how, working with working with folks to get the authenticity to make things
Oh
feel,
yeah.
and they did a good job with this as well, because just the setting and the characters and so on. But the movements, like I also tried this, but I tried it way back at Summer Game Fest, and I haven't,
Yeah.
I obviously haven't touched it since that, any of the new stuff. But one thing I did notice was the character movements felt very much in line with, um just from like a cultural aspect. It really felt like, hey, they knew, like the development team knows how to kind of focus in and bring some of that I keep saying cultural personality, but
Yeah.
bring the personality and bring, the music. I mean, you mentioned something like there's a music and food and it's spicy and so on, but
Yeah.
that's built into character movement. It's built into the interactions.
There's just like there's a lot of whimsy going on, and
Cool.
they're like in Thirsty Suitors, one of the cool things I liked is like when you're cooking meals, Jala, who's the main character, you get to like, jump around in the kitchen. Like there's like it's not just like, cooking here and there. It's like he jumps around, spins around, does like all these cool moves while you're doing the cooking stuff. And like
Mm.
that same exuberance nature is here throughout with
Oh, cool.
character movement and the mech itself. Like there were parts while I was playing, when you're standing on top of a sign, it starts doing like ballet moves, and like there's just so much going on character wise, and I think it's like did you get a chance to play Thirsty Suitors, which was their
I played a
previous?
little. Yeah, I played a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So they're working so even like the system here, like before it used to be like a mood based system, like
Mm.
you'd find weaknesses on like um heart, depending on what like emotions, like angry, sad, like types of flirting you would do. So for
Mhm.
this one it's like salty, sweet, sour, so you exploit those weaknesses on
Sweet.
enemies, and then they become stuffed, which means they can take more damage from attacks from afterwards. So there's like there's a very strong like strategy
Huh.
going on, and I absolutely. So the demo is about. It's probably longer when I play, but they said it's about an hour long, and the
Mhm.
progress will carry over.
Oh, cool.
Today.
Okay.
Demo is on everything. So
Okay.
Switch to PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and supposedly like a 10-hour, 8 to 9 hour game.
Well,
But
that's the perfect amount for someone like me. That's
yeah,
perfect. I love it.
yeah. So
Cool.
I thought it was like fantastic, and they're like a lot of like small little characters that they brought back from Thirsty Suitors, and
Mm.
like in overarch like some character names and that sort of stuff. But the cooking stuff is really cool this time as well. You go into like this realm to make different meals. There's
Fancy.
a lot in the demo that just like,
Mm.
and one thing I like a lot is about the world is very lived in. Like when
Mm.
you're like there's no heavy exposition or anything. You're just like right
Okay.
in there. There's all this like character background stuff that like they kind of glean into a bit, but it's very much like they just put you in the situation. These two characters are going back home, and there's really good communication between them and
Mm.
rapport, as in like it feels very lived in. Like this is not like before you turned on the game, there was stuff already happening. Like
Okay.
yeah, and
Like you're just kind of seeing you're capturing the snippet
yeah.
of the. Okay.
Yeah, and I think that
Cool.
like really works well in
Yeah.
like the world lived in. Like it reminds me of like Dragon Quest is phenomenal to do that because like
Huh.
the world is very lived in, and I think this is like fantastic game coming out in April, so pretty
Oh,
soon
cool.
already. Yeah,
I'm excited. Like seeing the in this video, seeing like the map and the overworld and the island designs and
yeah.
I loved the now is that if I can remember the plot, because the plot they kind of tell you right away. There's like almost like battling food company type thing, right? There's like a whole
Food
big
lawyers and
food
like
lawyers. Oh man.
because they have a monopoly on food processing, and yeah, there's a lot of very interesting stuff because it's focused on like cooking meals aren't just for
Mhm.
like satiation. They're more than that. There's a process that goes in, and they very much early hit on like versus like things like convenience and stuff. And
Sure.
yeah, there's a lot going on very quickly, and I even on just like an RPG aspect, it's a fantastic turn-based
Cool.
demo I got to try. Yeah,
And this is like you said, it's got a little bit of that Paper Mario and the timing
yeah,
based stuff, and cool. I love seeing the um just in this clip, seeing the characters kind of bounce back and forth when it's their
yeah.
turn, and very neat. Like I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad that I had not forgotten about the game, but I didn't know when it was coming up on release. So
Oh
I'm
yeah,
glad that
yeah.
because it could have very easily been lost in the shuffle with all these other games coming out, but
Yeah.
it looks and has such a wonderful like visual and thematic style to it that it's very
Oh
much
yeah.
its own thing. And yeah, and I love the mech. The mech is just a cool, and it looks like the mech can look at it, it's transforming into
Yeah.
like Voltron style into a giant cool mech. So
There
yeah,
were
Dosa
there were also
Divas.
a lot of other gameplay things I liked. One thing is like the team levels up, so like there's a team
Oh,
level, and
that's
so
cool.
so if a
Okay.
character is knocked out, they're not disbarred from experience because like it's a team level. So like let's say like you go from level 2 to 3, and then you can put stats into all three of the characters is
That's
the
cool.
thing. And one thing is like when you go around, well, the first starting village, you like break propaganda uh posters and this and that, and you gain
Mm,
reputation, and that reputation with the town itself and like completing side quests and stuff
mhm,
unlocks new abilities and moves that you can use,
mm,
like the walk attacks, or being able to just so it's not just like disbarring. So while you're like doing these side quests or you're helping out feeding people, that earns a reputation, and that reputation unlocks new special moves you can use.
hmm.
And I think that's very cool. And One thing that they added from Thirsty Suitors that it didn't have, there's a fishing mechanic as well, so they have
Sweet.
those. Um, yeah, I think it's going to be a very big hit. Probably like definitely one of the my favorite RPG demos I played in quite a
Mm,
while. Yeah, there's so much that oozes out into it. Yeah.
sweet. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I am. Yeah, I'm gonna be. I'm circling it. I'm circling it for
Yeah.
sure. I'm gonna pick up
Well,
the demo. I'm gonna play the demo. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, play Thirsty Suitors before it comes out because there's a lot of.
Okay, cool. Yeah, definitely. That's a great point. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Because like I said, I only played a little bit of Thirsty Suitor, so I'll dive in full time. Cool.
Yeah, I think they're doing a fantastic job. Just
Yeah.
the team itself got to talk to them.
A lot of great folk there. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, 100%. Yeah.
I have oddly
Yeah.
enough, I've been playing we can kind of bounce back and forth here. I've been playing a Paper Mario-ish kind of game as well, but I can get to that afterwards. What other stuff have you been playing? Like what else have you been dabbling in?
I'm playing a lot. So I started playing Battlefield 6.
Oh, okay. All right. I have not played it. Tell me about it.
It's like the most imperialist game ever, and I can't.
No wonder it was outselling Call of Duty.
Yeah, like God, I like it a lot. It's very team based. Okay. I haven't played Battlefield in more than a decade. When they were starting to do those big maps, I think the roles are really cool. You know, support being able to revive people very quickly. Recon, it uses snipers, but you can use like a remote control to like spot enemies for the team. And in 3 weeks, I finished the entire battle pass. So
oh wow,
I have a problem. I think it's. I know a lot of people jumped off of it because then they moved to Arc Raiders. But I think it's a fantastic game.
Cool.
In what it's trying to do and bring a lot of new fans. I mean, like every time I have like family members who play Call of Duty, and like every year they play Call of Duty, and they're like, oh, it's just kind of they're in it because of like cost sunk fallacy, because they're like, oh, I've been playing it for decades, why not buy it? But like a lot of Call of Duty players went to that. Outside of that, Pokemon Unite, Pokemon Sleep, Pokemon Pocket TCG.
Oh, you're still playing Pokemon Sleep. Nice.
It's like 3 years at this point.
You know what? It's funny because that came out right when I had to go to Japan for work, and so I got you get the little sleep, the little whatever they call it, the Pokemon Go plus thingy or whatever, and I would keep it under the pillow in the hotel room. And I was in Japan for like a couple weeks there, and I was heading to the airport, and it suddenly struck me and like, oh no, I left this under the pillow. So I turned around and went all the way, like I was halfway to the airport. I'm like, sir, turn around. I have to get my Pokemon Go plus. The guy's like, what are you talking about? And went back to my hotel. I'm like, I ran to the front desk. I'm like, I left something in the room. Like, yeah, no problem, sir. No problem. Yeah, that's cool. I've got to get back into it. I haven't touched it in a minute.
You got to. They've added
they've done
new
so
recipes.
much.
They've added new places. They keep rolling on like big enough stuff every say 2 months. Outside of the Eternal Strands, I've been playing.
Okay.
Really deep. That's this cell shaded sort of. So their inspirations for that game were like Shadow of Colossus, Breath of the Wild. So you're like attacking and fighting different beasts or titans by jumping on the Canadian-made game. It came out last year. It's their first game too, and it's like pretty. I think it's on sale right now for like $10.
Oh, nice.
The lore is really cool and very heavy, but it's really the gameplay, being able to climb up on enemies, destroy different body parts, and being able to go in different environments and locales and finding out different weak points. One of the cool things is like the magic system. So like when you're using one of the early, I'm so glad it was like the first upgrade, but like the first magic thing you unlock is being able to like create ice. so then you can just like go and climb places you couldn't ever before, or jump, or like when you're like jumping down, there's fall damage, but like if you like, you make bridges and ice, that sort of thing.
Huh.
And that like ice and that sort of stuff is like being able to build and like move around, and you can climb the ice and that sort of stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff going on with that. Outside of that, I'm playing like Duel Masters, which is like these
Nice.
GBA games that Wizard
Are you
of the
playing it
Coast.
in the collection or?
No,
Oh, okay. I didn't
I'm
know if it was in the
playing
collection
it
or not.
on, yeah. So I beat the first game, and then I'm like 70% in the second game. So it's like this niche card game in North America, but
Yeah.
then which is the closest to publishing it. It's booming everywhere else except so
Yeah.
they don't support it in North America
Right, of course,
anymore. But
right.
like it's booming everywhere still. One thing I was like, oh my god, it was made by like Canadian devs back in Montreal. So I'm just going through those 3 games on the GBA because I was
Sweet.
like,
Sweet.
I want to play this like niche RPG this niche card game that's still being supported elsewhere.
God, I remember it from so long ago. Wasn't there like a PlayStation 2 version that came out as well? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's it does a lot of really cool, interesting things because
cool.
like it fixes like from it being Wizards of the Coast, they were like Magic isn't selling well there. Let's try doing this new IP, and it is doing very well in East Asian countries still, card wise. The nation I use is like the Fire Nation, so it's like really aggressive. There's different civilizations, and they all do different things. So it does have like the magic system of like mana and that sort of stuff, but it's more lenient because any card can be used as like resources. I like it a lot. It's they're GBA games, and GBA games you basically play them and you're like, how, like it's like they did like wizardry for any GBA game.
God,
when
yeah,
you look
right.
at it. I'm also like rushing through like Fire Emblem, the first one that came out in North America, so Lynn's story.
Oh, nice. Oh, cool.
Yeah, because I didn't get a chance to properly beat it because I got to like Eli Wood's story, so then I'm playing that, and then hopefully Sacred Stones afterwards. I've been playing Morsels, which is like,
dude, yeah, that was another. I still remember. I think you're in the picture at Summer Game Fest. I remember.
Yes. That game is so cool. Yeah. So it's like Binding of Isaac, top down sort of thing, but the aesthetics and the inspiration was like Jim Henson stuff.
Oh, sweet.
So it's like all the enemies and character designs are very Jim Henson focused, and it's a very tough game. Like I've died so many times and just like trying to reach like the second level of something, but
yeah, that's it's a cool game because like you're saying, the aesthetic was here, I'm gonna play it here, but the aesthetic is really interesting because you get all these like different morsels, right? There's all these different characters and styles and stuff, and it's just such a funky game. And there's like that little alcove that you can go into afterwards. And,
and I like that, like in between each level, you talk with like these very like big Jim Henson characters of like, it's just honestly, there's so many different mini games in as well, and there's just so much going on. And it's just one of the things I like is like a lot of games are like very focused on not doing as much friction nowadays. And I know that's an issue because like remakes and that sort of thing. But like one of the things I like about Morsels is that like, so each of them you can upgrade them to like their next level. By beating enemies you get experience. So like the sunflower, it can only hit do 2 shots at a time. When you evolve it, it turns into like this tri-flower thing where it hits 3 shots that are much stronger and that sort of thing. But then if you upgrade it again because of experience, you die. Like it like dies itself. It like ascends. I think this game's fantastic. Like a very small team as well. Annapurna's always doing cool stuff. So I'm playing like a bunch of stuff. I have like an Elgato coming, so then I'm gonna focus more on streaming. because I hired somebody to make a VTuber for me,
Nice,
and
nice.
I made Twitch affiliate. I'm like
Oh, awesome.
this and that, and then I play like the occasional like ranked for Pokemon Legends ZA, which it's no Legends Arceus, let's
Yeah,
say.
there you go. You and
But
I talk about that. We're
it's
Arceus
no Legends
lovers. Yeah.
Arceus.
Yeah.
I know they have like more games. They have the 10th generation. Hopefully,
This year,
coming out
hopefully.
this when
It may
that
be revealed on or teased on Sunday. Like they announced they're gonna have a Super Bowl
yeah,
video, so like everyone's like, is it gonna be the
because it's the 30th anniversary for
yeah.
Pokemon this year too.
Yeah. And we know they've been working on the like some original actual generation game for the Switch too. So
leaks were like they showed like the next 4 5 like until like
oh, that's right.
2030.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
the leaks were like Legend Celebi, Winds
yeah.
and Waves, Pokeopia is coming out.
Yep. That's
Very
next.
soon.
That's March, I think. Right? It's coming out.
Yeah.
What's your hype level for that one?
There's I don't know. It's the thing is like I'm a big fan of like Disney Dreamlight Valley and those
Oh,
sorts
cool.
of
Okay.
life simulation games in general, like Cattle County, or just like I haven't played anything for Stardew Valley, but I know like those gravitate. I actually don't like any of the recent Animal Crossing games have been very like a lot of people don't like the writing and the characters a lot
Mhm.
because they like it's definitely a lot better in like the GameCube era days, or
Mhm.
because they're appeasing to a bigger
Yeah,
group
well,
of
larger. Yeah.
people. I really am looking forward. Oh, because Pokeopia is made by the Dragon Quest Builders team,
Oh,
and
that's what I
I'm
was gonna
like,
say. Oh,
Dragon
it
Quest
is that team.
Builders
Oh,
is a
cool.
fantastic
Yeah, it
game.
is. Not enough people played either of those two games. They're so good.
Yeah.
They're so good.
So I have a lot of hope.
Cool.
But one of my things, since I was like a kid, was being interested in like because there's so much in that world of Pokemon that is not trainer
Mhm.
centric, and I think that's something like I've loved so much. Like the Ranger games do some interesting stuff, the
Mhm.
Mystery Dungeon games. That's why I liked Arceus a lot, being able
Mm.
to like stealth and go around, and the Legends ZA does that a bit as well with like an older
Yeah.
protagonist. There were a lot of story beats I really liked in Legends Arceus. Um, yeah, I think I have a lot of hope for Pokeopia because it's the Dragon Quest Builders team, and they
Mm.
they know how
Yep.
to
They
like
do.
do that. I'm not the type to like if like I can't enjoy Minecraft or any games that are like go do whatever you
Same.
want. Like no, I
Same.
need some sort of like
Give me
goal
a
and
goal.
like
Yeah.
yeah, and Dragon Quest Builders team has just done phenomenal stuff. So Pokeopia, I really hope it does well. It does really cool, interesting things about like this post world of like
Hmm.
humans don't exist anymore, and this character is trying to like build this up, and you play as a Ditto, and like
Uh-huh.
there's like really cool like grim, dark sort of stuff happening,
Cool.
and
Cool.
I really like a lot of the stuff going on in there. What about yourself? Are you playing anything else?
Yeah, I've got so I'm one game that I'm playing for review. I'll play the video right now. So
Sure.
I'm not quite finished with the game yet. I want to wait till I kind of get to the end to make a full review. But you mentioned Dosa Divas. I've been playing a game that just came out. I think it was like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago, called
Sure.
Escape from Ever After. I'm gonna play the
Oh, okay.
and Paper Mario-ish.
Yeah.
Very, very much Paper Mario, but because there's like the whole fairy tale spin on it,
Yeah.
it's really interesting from that standpoint because you do interact with like the big bad wolf and like
Yeah.
the three like one of the first and like there's a lot of that feel
Yeah.
to it. A lot of timing based attacks and platforming. It reminds me it's definitely reminds me more of Thousand Year Door, which is that's the best Paper Mario, and that they remade it, yada yada
They
yada.
don't make games like that anymore. They even say they don't with
Yeah,
color
they literally
splash
do.
and stickers.
Great humor. I mean, you look at the visuals of this, like they're not like ripping off, but they're definitely they're paying homage to what made Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door, especially good, and that's great writing. Like
Yeah.
this game it's really funny. It's got great, like, memorable characters. A lot of them, obviously, they're fairy tale based, so we know that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. But you're essentially, you play this character that works for a corporation that's like dealing with fairy tales.
Yeah.
It's just so cool. It's such an interesting and neat little spin to it. It's very family friendly, but it's
Yeah.
got great writing. And the whole corporate aspect is really funny as well. Like, just
Yeah.
including that, like, yeah, Mr. Moon is just like the worst boss ever, but you're kind of stuck with him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been playing this, and I think I'm almost done with the
Sure.
game. I'm probably like around 85% of the way through, so
Sure.
I'll more than likely have it finished shortly.
Sweet.
But it's an indie, and
Oh yeah.
having indies, go and develop some of these cool things, I think uh will be a good thing. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm really liking it. I can say that because the game is out at Escape from Ever After, and it has some fun twists. The only thing I will say is that it does take, like, it's great that we can run from like almost every battle in this, even like the major
Okay.
battles. You can get away from stuff. You can avoid them. I should say you can avoid battles, which is
Yeah.
really good. Because if you don't feel comfortable with some of your timing based stuff, you can get away. And even some of the more important battles, like I'll just walk around them, or I'll find my way around them. So
Yeah.
that's cool. But just knowing that we do that, like, when you do get to like a real impactful battle, it can take a while to actually get to that moment. Like, early on in the game, at least, it took a while to actually get to the battle that I wanted to get to, like the
Sure.
first major battle of the game. It's like, man, when are things really going to pick up? Because typically in a game, you'll come up with like you'll hit a major boss in an RPG. Like, I don't want to say
Yeah.
relatively early, but early enough where you feel like, oh, hey, there's a bigger thing happening in the
Yeah.
plot. And this doesn't hit that until it felt like it was just a little bit too far from the beginning because of all these other
Right.
things that they're juggling. But it's like a weird minor little gripe, because you
Yeah.
can do so much with this. And again, great character design, great artwork. I'm really enjoying it. So I'll do more of a final
Sweet. Yeah.
when I get my final review in. But I've been finishing up Metroid Prime 4. Finally, I decided, I'm gonna finish it off. And it's fine. That's like the best way to say it. It's fine. There's major
Yeah.
design issues because of what Nintendo and what's the developer? Gosh, I can't. The developer.
I mean,
It's like my brain is fried right now because it's late and my coffee's wearing out.
I mean, it had
Yeah,
3 different developers
exactly,
as
3 different.
well.
And so
So
everyone's trying to juggle everything, and I don't like the giant. I like the motorcycle, I like Viola, but
yeah.
it's just unutilized. Like, and the controls are kind of finicky. You can Akira slide, but it doesn't do anything. Like, there's not enough enemies in this big wide open. They call it Soul Valley, this big desert. There's not enough enemies. It's just one big biome, and I really wish that I'm after playing this game, I'm way more hopeful about Metroid Prime 5 if they end up doing one, because they've kind of learned to, like, hey, just give it to the original team and let them do it and let them focus. So if anything, but just great controls. It feels the thing about Metroid Prime games is that there's great exploration, and there's like this the storytelling is in your actions and in your exploration. Like, you don't need to I love scanning stuff. You don't need to scan anything to feel like you're building the story around you. And great games do that, right?
Yes.
This sort of action-based storytelling. And
were you a big fan of Dread?
Yeah, I loved Dread.
Okay.
I love Dread. But I think, like, Metroid Prime 4 and I think 1 and 2, especially 3, was it was okay. The controls because it went to with the Wii motion, like the pointer stick stuff. So it was a little bit
Yeah,
more
because it
difficult for
was like a
people. Yeah,
launch
yeah,
title-ish. It wasn't too
um,
bad though.
yeah. It was too bad. But either way, like they've done such a good job in like fine tuning the controls. And yeah, Zero says great controls. Like the
Yeah.
way that they're able to knock the controls out of the park with Metroid Prime 4 and all the Metroid Prime games, I think is just such a cool thing. So
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
glad that they utilize the mouse stuff
yeah,
as well. Like it works pretty like exceptionally well, especially because like it's on Switch 1 and 2. So you think like
yeah,
similar situation like Twilight Princess, where it's like they wanted that to be the launch Wii title, but it was also on GameCube. So but they were
yeah,
able to like add these additional things. So like I think that's always like pretty grand for Nintendo to
totally,
be able to do that
totally.
and just incorporate like what the console
It's
can do.
it is kind of funny because the mouse controls on there are a couple bosses that using the mouse controls is like a cheat code because
Yeah,
they are like you're aim for the glowy spots. See, I get it. And
yeah,
it's way more difficult with the regular control style. But if you flip it, you flip the controller and make it a
yeah.
mouse, like you're literally just clicking on the screen. It's like, okay, this is a little bit too easy. But
Right.
again, great controls. You know what, incredible visuals. And even the
Mm.
stuff that I saw on the Switch, like they were able to pull off phenomenal visuals on the how old is the Switch now? 7-year-old, 8-year-old hardware that the
Yeah,
Switch was, something
yeah,
crazy, which is actually built on like an already like a 5 or 6-year-old chip. So this is like 15-year-old hardware that the
yeah.
Switch is.
Nintendo's like Windows 95
Yeah,
over here.
exactly. There, yeah, crank it up to get it running.
Yeah.
But the Switch 2 version, especially, it just looks stunning. It's like I could sit and just watch, like
Oh yeah.
the screen by itself, just stand there. Like
Did
anytime they
you
show Samus, it's beautiful. It's great.
did you pick up the amiibos for it? Because I heard the
I've
amiibos
got
look
two of the
really.
I've got two of the
Yeah,
amiibos. I'm waiting. I've got Silux and I've got the Viola. I'm waiting for they're just so expensive. Like
yeah.
I'm an
Those ones
amiibo.
are high
Yeah,
quality. Those
they are.
are.
I'm an amiibo-holic, so I I've been notorious for I'll buy any amiibo, even if it's like worthless to any game that I'm playing or not
Right.
playing. But I found myself just trying to be, I'm in my late 20s, and I'm trying to be a little more fiscally responsible. So I'm like, I've only got two of them. It's still a lot, but I have to get the Samus because I love her pose. And
Oh, it's yeah. I
they
know they
always do
went
a great
very.
job. Yeah.
They also went very hard on like the Kirby Air Rider
Yeah, those look
amiibos as
really cool.
well.
The Kirby ones remind me of um the Skylanders Imaginators or whatever the one was where you could combine them into
Yeah,
like the race cars and stuff. So it's like, wait a minute,
yeah,
but those do look cool. I'm just waiting for price drops on those because I
yeah.
can't afford it.
It's like $60.
No, you buy all those amiibo and you can afford a Switch too. Like it's just
Yeah.
so weird. But so I've been playing those, and then Ball Pit. I like Ball Pit because I love
Yes.
just
Oh,
it's just
yes.
it's very easy to understand, and I'm big into like breakout and pinball and all these things kind of mashing
Yes.
together. I love ActRaiser, was one of my favorite games. So I love the
Sweet.
simplified town building, but like meaningful town building. Like the
Yeah.
the
Oh,
town
yeah, yeah.
building in this is like organizing the Resident Evil backpack, like the suitcase, but
Yeah.
throwing like flicking a marble in there and seeing how it bounces around. Like that is so
It
freaking
gets that
cool to me.
OCD itch.
Yes, it
So
totally
like,
does. Good point. Good point. So
uh,
I'm playing that, and then the last game, I think I mentioned Final Fantasy VII. I've been playing that, which is I'm juggling a lot right now, but I'm trying to. I typically will focus on one game, and right now the one big game is Metroid Prime 4, and then now my other game is the review game, and so those are two like big
yeah.
foci.
You're
But
almost
little
done them because they're like
yes,
you're like 80, and the Metroid Prime 4
I'm
is
almost on Metroid
very
Prime as
short.
well. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Thankfully, yeah. Like I'll take an
Yeah.
8-hour game, it's a 12-hour game any day. I'm very
Yeah.
close to the end of that one too. But
Yeah.
I like my puzzle fixes and I like my mindless gaming fixes. And
Yeah.
there is no trailer for this game on its
Oh,
own. This next game I'm going to talk about
sure.
really quickly, but it was in a Nintendo Direct, and it's massively popular, and it sells a ton. It was one of the highest selling games on the eShop in 2025, but the company never released a trailer on their YouTube page, and that's Suika Planet. Suika Game Planet.
Oh yeah,
Man, it's just so silly. And I haven't hit a loop button. It's just so silly. Like, I love Suika Game. Very simple. It's literally just dropping fruit. But Suika Game Planet, it's now in a circle. Oh my gosh! Like, this is, to me, I'm a Suika enjoyer. This is perfect for me. It's like, oh, there's a whole new dimension. It was like, my mind was blown, and I could literally sit and play this mindlessly for, I don't even know how. I could probably put 100 hours in a row in this and not get up from my desk. Like, it's it's that simplified, such a basic idea that I'm so glad somebody figured out. And yeah, I haven't tried the game share aspect of it, but it's good. I mean, it's so simple. It works. It's so simple. I'll say, but I really enjoy it. And there's all these, like, the one thing they've done with Suika Game Planet is that the original Suika game was like, they updated it over time now and again. They actually released like a holiday, like for like a week, there was like a holiday version of it. But Planet actually allows you to like change colors of the fruit and play with a lot of customization and make the overall screen, how you want it to be. And you open things up as you're playing along, and so there's like a mini achievement system is sort of this customization aspect. So, but it's just simple. I like, it's just a nice time killer. It's like when my head is like, if I don't feel like I want to do twitchy FPS stuff.
Yeah.
If the RPGs get too heady for me, and if Ball Pit can get nerve-wracking sometimes, then I'll just I'll play this because it's just a simple idea and it works, and it's like, yeah, cool. And it's fun, and it was super cheap. It was like $3 or whatever the price is for Suika game. It's like less than $5, and it'll get me. It's the original Suika game was my spouse, she was sitting on the couch, and I had it up on the TV, and to watch her, she was watching me play when I first got it, the first one. And then I'm like, here, you give it a try. So she grabbed she's like, all right, fine. Took the controller, because I saw her watching me, and she played for like 2 hours, just would not put it. So addicted to it, and played all like the bootleg versions that were in browsers that people But she got very easily addicting because it's just simple. Anyways, Suika Game Planet. They made it into a ball now, and it's and it works.
And it just like opened up all this new gameplay.
Veerender, thank you so much for joining me today. It's good to see you again. You definitely have a fan base over at SideQuest things, so it's good. It's funny because when the first time you were on the podcast way back, like last January, I think it was thank you, Zero. Always worth having some great viewers and listeners. To talk Monster Hunter, a couple of folks were like, oh my gosh, there's finally a new guy. There's finally somebody new on the podcast. Finally new. So they started calling you New Guy because you were brand new. It's great. There's it's awesome. See, Exaggeramoose says, New Guy, the exalted. And so your fans on the site were like, when you having New Guy come back? When you having him come back? I'm like, we'll get him back on there. So there have been people pining to get you back on, and I'm so glad to have you back on. It's always a fun conversation.
Thank you so much for letting me on.
Always welcome, man. Always welcome.
Me coming on from that, the first one was like, I wanted to talk about Monster Hunter Wild's Turbines.
Yeah. Yes.
And then, we had a lot of representation last year for a different.
I'm that's very cool. Your posts on Blue Sky, or people, you can find them. You can find Veerender on Blue Sky. Yeah. You'll have your others channels that'll be up soon too, which you're telling me pre podcast some of the cool stuff that you're working on. So it's gonna be really cool to.
No, but thank you so much for letting me on for this. Again, I cannot express my gratitude whatsoever.
No, it's I'm gratitude towards you for hopping on. It's always a blast, always a blast. So thank you again. Again, you can find I'll tag in this here. I'm gonna post Veerender's. Oh, by the way, JJ says hello. He says, tell him I said hi and I wish I could be there. So JJ couldn't. Family thing going on right now, but he's like, tell him, oh, I can't believe I missed him. I'm like, all right, you'll next time, JJ, next time. But here I'm gonna post your follow. Oh,
right now, just like Blue Sky, and then
Yeah.
I have to overhaul everything else. But like stuff's in the works. Like a lot of stuff's in the works.
Here's how crazy things are. So I went into my StreamYard, the software we're using to do these. There is a banners section for side questing. So and I've been, every time I have a new thing that I have to post, new information, I post it up there. The banners I have now is starting momentarily. I have spoiler for anybody that's watching, and there's a spoiler coming up. I have, for some reason, I have like an Xbox code for 2 months of Xbox Live that we did back in like December or something as a giveaway. Right. I have It's Yappin' Hour, and the fifth one, the one that's been there for a year, over a year, is your Blue Sky handle has been in this. I have 5 banners, and one of them has been you for over a year. That shows you how awesome you are, my friend.
Oh, thank you so much.
So thank you so much. And yeah, we'll definitely have you on again. We'll chat more often.
The releases are starting to ramp up hard. Cool. Yeah, for games.
Oh,
I know Resident Evil's big this month, and Capcom's pushing hard this year. Yeah,
I like that January was a little bit quieter.
Yes,
because it let us do a little bit of there's a little bit of breathing room, a little bit of catch up, but now things are starting to like bam. They're gonna start going.
There's a lot in February. High on Life 2.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yep. Definitely before we sign off, I want to thank all of our Patreon friends. Thank you again. Stuff's expensive, and people, you don't have to join the Patreon by any means. We tried to have fun at the Patreon, though. We did some game nights. Zero, who has been chatting a lot, and Exagger Moose, they've been great in kind of helping set up and coordinate some of the fun game nights that we've been doing. We did Peak a little while back.
Oh,
and I had never played it, and it was like cheap. It was whatever. Zero actually purchased it for me, which was very nice of him. But had a lot of fun with that. But yeah, thank you to all the folks in the Patreon. Thank you to the executive level Punctified, Punkdefied. Veerender, I think you actually met Pete, the Punctified, maybe at SGF or somewhere. I'm sure.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah. I know the handle.
Definitely. Well, yeah. Thank you to our producers, Zero the Prototype, Exaginous, Exagermoose, Tessa Eller, and Mr. Jeff Grubb. Thank you to everybody who is a friend of the show. Thank you to people who just like to hang out. Thank you to the folks that sling mud at me. That's totally sometimes I need to get a little dirty to keep me awake. But no, thank you to everybody. We truly appreciate folks hopping on, watching us, and giving us a time of day. Hop into the Discord if you get a chance. Hop into SideQuest.com. Go visit Veerender. You can see it scrolling right there. I'm just going to follow it right there as it goes by. And you'll keep up to date with all of his awesome happenings. And with that, we truly wish everybody has a good, warm, safe evening. And we love you. And we'll see you on the next episode of the SideQuest. Bye, everybody. Take care.
Take care.